No DC books on this weekend's Final Order cutoff. What is the reason for that? I honestly don't know, but it makes my job just a little bit easier this week. But guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and dive in to today's video. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel, and you guys know what today's video is. It is my Final Order cutoff speculation and recommendations video. This is the video where, guys, I go over every single book that's on this weekend's Final Order cutoff, and I try to find any books that might be worthy of us speculating on. That's right, you and me, so that way we can try to make this hobby fund itself. But guys, I also look for any new number ones that I think we cannot pass up on. These stories are going to be too good, so that way you guys can tell your local LCS or pre-order these books online, so that way we do not miss out on these stories. Guys, and that's what this whole entire video is about, covering all of our bases for Final Order cutoff, which is this weekend. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and cover my 3 weekly speculation reminders. But if you guys have seen this video series before, or you guys are seasoned speculators, feel free to jump right ahead to Final Order cutoff cover lever picks. But if not, please hear out these 3 weekly speculation reminders. The first reminder that I have for you guys every single week is the most important, and that is you guys have to do your own research. Guys, I'm going to present some information to you today, but what I need you to do is to go check other comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book websites that you trust, and other comic book apps that you trust, so you can gather the most information possible and make the best decisions possible for yourself. Because remember, you guys are spending your own hard-earned money on these books. It's not my money, it's your money. Now, the second reminder that I have for you guys is that there are delays in comic books. So sometimes the book's release date will get moved for one reason or another, and that means it might show up on Final Order cutoff multiple times. Now, the third and final reminder that I have for you guys is that I record this video on Thursday. Today is Thursday, May 23rd of 2024, and DC Comics, Marvel Comics, and all the independent publishers have until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern to lock in what books are going to be on this weekend's Final Order cutoff. So that means they can add or remove books from the list that are currently there. So that means I would highly suggest checking these 2 places before finalizing your Final Order cutoff orders. And the first place is the Comic Book Frontier. It is a Facebook group run by my good friend Al, and he will update his Final Order cutoff list all the way up until the order deadline dates, and we'll cover those dates in just a moment. And the other place is coverprice.com. If you guys are into comic books, and especially comic book selling on the secondary market, I would highly suggest checking out this place because they cover all their bases. The amount of data that is on the website is absolutely insane, and they put out an awesome Final Order cutoff list every single weekend. Alright guys, so check those 2 places before finalizing your orders, and guys, those are my 3 weekly speculation reminders. So let's go ahead and cover this weekend's Final Order cutoff order deadline dates. Now, if you guys are interested in picking up any of the books that I'm going to present to you guys today, you guys need to get your pre-orders in by May 26th for your DC Scout and Vault books, and May 27th for your Marvel and all the other indie titles. Now, the big reason why you want to do this is because you can save up to 20% off the cover price of these books if you guys get your orders in by these dates on specific online retailers. So make sure you guys are checking the online retailer that you are ordering through and make sure they are offering you that discount. And you want that discount if you are speculating on a book, because you got to think about your overall profits. If you can save that 20%, that means a 20% more profit if the book does do well on the secondary market. Alright guys, that is this weekend's Final Order cutoff order deadline dates. Let's go ahead and cover this weekend's Final Order cutoff cover lever picks. Alright guys, with there being no DC books on this weekend's Final Order cutoff, our pickings are a little bit smaller, but I was able to find some covers that I think could do well on the secondary market, so let's go ahead and cover those. And first up is Kid Venom issue number 1 with the 1:100 Virgin ratio variant done by Huck Lee. Now, what is going to hurt this book is that there is a trade dress version of this, but this version right here is probably the best of all the covers, in my opinion, for this new number 1. And after that is Star Wars Ahsoka issue number 1. Now, I personally do like the cover A today, which is up on screen right now. And if this book does do well, maybe this cover will do well, because I think it is probably one of the best out of the batch. But guys, there are two more covers that I really like. The other one up is the 1 in 100 Virgin Ratio variant done by Aka. Now, the same thing as Kid Venom, there is a trade dress version of this, which will hurt the overall value of this Virgin, but this Virgin is really good in my opinion. It's so good. Now, there is one other cover that I think could do well, and that is the 1 in 25 Ratio variant, which is the TV cover photo variant. Now, obviously, this is Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka in the TV show. Now, with this being a 1 in 25, it's a little bit more rare. It is a photo variant, and what if you went and got Rosario Dawson's autograph on this book and then slabbed, and it's a 9.8? I can see that doing really well, like really well, because Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka is so freaking cool. She looks perfect. So yeah, I think there's multiple reasons why you might want to target this one right here. Now, the final cover that I want to show you before we get into the big Marvel covers, which are those new Scotty Youngs, is Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 70 with the cover C, which is the 1 in 10 ratio variant done by Natalie. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm not even gonna try. But these Sonic the Hedgehog 1 in 10 ratio variants usually sell well on the secondary market because not that many retailers order 10 copies of Sonic the Hedgehog. So these covers are normally pretty rare, and this cover right here is really cool in my opinion. So I would keep an eye out for that one. But guys, let's go ahead and cover these Scotty Young covers. And just like last week, there are 6 of them. And just remember, there is the trade dress and then the 1 in 50 black and white variant for every single one of these. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And the first one up is Black Widow and Hawkeye issue number 4. We got Black Widow on the cover. It actually looks really freaking cool, and I think that is because of all the lasers going on behind her. Now, after that is Daredevil issue number 10. This is not that good in my opinion, but you know what? Daredevil is a pretty popular character. After that is Jackpot and Black Hat issue number 4. This one is okay, but it's not that great in my opinion. And after that is Midnight Suns Blood Hunt issue number 2. And we got Blade on the cover, but again, I think we need some other elements behind him to really make this pop. And after that is Vengeance of the Moon Knight issue number 6. This one I don't love. I think Moon Knight looks really weird and I don't really care for it. But the next one is the best of this week, and that is X-Men 97 issue number 4 featuring Storm. And again, all those extra elements, the clouds, the lightning, really make this cover pop. I like both the trade dress, which is the colored version, and the 1 in 50. So guys, I'm not sure if these are selling well in the secondary market. I just know Scotty Young does sell well in general. So just keep an eye out, do your own research, and if you guys like one of those, make sure you guys are picking them up. But guys, those are all my cover lover picks that I found that are on this weekend's final order cutoff. If I missed anything that you really like, guys, let me know down in the comments below. But let's go ahead and move over to the second prints, facsimiles, and beyond. Alright guys, let's go ahead and kick this list off with our facsimile book, and that is Deadpool issue number 1 from 1997. Now this is the facsimile edition, and this is also a facsimile foil. Now this was the first ongoing Deadpool series. This is also the time where Deadpool was started to be written as a comedic character under the writer of Joe Kelly, and this also has the first appearance of Blind Al and the first appearance of Cannon Fodder. So there is some pretty good first appearances in there, but also guys, there is a 1 in 25 ratio variant for this book, and it's done by Benjamin Sue, and it is actually really cool. I really like this variant cover, but I just hate that it's on a facsimile book. Alright guys, that was our one and only facsimile book, but let's go ahead and move on to our second prints and beyond. And first up is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 49 with the blood-soaked second print variant done by John Romita Jr. And after that is The Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt issue number 1 with the blood-soaked second print variant done by Marcelo Ferreira. And after that is Ultimate X-Men issue number 2 with the second print variant done by Peach Momoko. I actually like this cover. After that, you got Ultimate X-Men issue number 3 with the second print variant done by Peach Momoko, which is okay. And after that is Ultimates issue number 1 with the second print variant done by R.B. Silva. And as of the recording of this video, there is no artwork for this cover released just yet, but hopefully by the time I'm editing this tomorrow on Friday, it will have been released. Alright guys, after that we have Ultimates issue number 1 with the second print 1 in 25 ratio variant. Of course we need that. This is also the JTC negative space variant. Alright guys, after that we had 2 more books. Next up is Venom issue number 33 with the blood-soaked second print variant done by Cafu. And the final one is X-Men 97 issue number 1 with the third print variant done by Marvel Animation. Alright guys, those are all the second prints, facsimiles, and beyond. Let's go ahead and cover the one book that has something in the guts. Alright guys, there is one book that's going to have a first appearance of some kind in it, and that is Kid Venom issue number 1. And I say this because the solicitation does say, the world of Kid Venom expands as new characters and dangers are revealed. So we're either going to get some like friends of Kid Venom, maybe some heroes, or maybe even some bad guys that Kid Venom is going to have to find. And the first appearances is most likely going to land in this book right here. Now there is a second book that does have a second appearance in it, and that is Helverine issue number 2. And it's going to have the second appearance of the Hellfire Warriors, which are a bunch of reanimated warriors that are going to fight Helverine. So if their first appearance does do well, you can always pick up their second appearance as well. Because if you don't have the first, then you definitely want the second. If you don't have the second appearance, then you want the origin story or the cameo. So those are the 4 books you're always going after when you're looking at speculation, especially for big important characters. Are the Hellfire Warriors going to be big important characters? Most likely not, but I just like to give you guys the information and you guys do what you want with it. Alright guys, those are all the books that had something in the guts that are on this weekend's final order cutoff that I could find. Make sure you guys are checking out the comic book Frontier in coverprice.com before you finalize your final order cutoff orders. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next section, which is my spec picks of the week. Alright guys, this might be one of the easiest weeks to tell you guys to save your money, because after looking over these books one more time, there's really nothing that is screaming out to me that you guys are going to make some money on these covers or these books, because there's really not much here to actually like sink our teeth into. Now, if I was going to stretch, and I'm going to stretch for you guys and talk about 2 books. And the first one up is the Deadpool issue number 1, the facsimile, the 1:25 ratio variant done by Benjamin Sue. And the reason why I'm going to put this out there is because the cover art is so freaking good. It is so good. And with the Deadpool movie coming up, there's a lot of buzz around Deadpool. This is the first ongoing series. It obviously is the facsimile, but this cover is really good. So I can see Deadpool fans maybe going after this, and how many shops are going to be ordering 25 copies of a facsimile just to get this book. I don't think there's going to be too many of these out there, and this is a really cool cover. And the other book that I like is Star Wars Ahsoka issue number 1 with the 1:25 ratio variant, which is that TV cover / photo variant, because I can see people wanting to get this cover and get it signed by Rosario Dawson. I can see this immediately doing well, because when there are signings of movie stars and TV stars at CGC, the photo covers for those people usually do really well, and this cover right here is an absolute banger. It is so good. Now, the other cover that I really like is Star Wars Ahsoka issue number 1, the 1:100 virgin ratio variant done by Aka. Now, before you buy this book, I would highly suggest making sure you check in with any Star Wars gurus, seeing what they're saying about these books, because there might be another cover that they really like, that they would have, you know, more knowledge, because they are Star Wars fans. And I'm like, you know, I am a Star Wars, like, you know, semi-fan. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't collect it. I don't read any books. I see the movies and I watch some of the TV shows, so I am not a great source of Star Wars knowledge, but these covers are beautiful in my opinion, the 1:25 and the 1:100 Virgin by Aka. Alright guys, those are the books that if I had to spend money, I would spend money on those, but I don't have to spend money, so I'm going to save some money this weekend. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which are my final order cutoff recommendations to read. Alright guys, there are 2 new number 1s that I'm pretty excited about. One of them was on last week's video, so I'm not going to read the synopsis for that, but I am going to remind you guys that it is on this weekend's final order cutoff. And just like I said during the beginning of this video, there are delays in comic books, so a release date can get moved, which a book will show up on final order cutoff multiple times, and that's his first book, and that is Destro issue number 1, coming from the writer of Dan Waiters, art by Andrea Brenson, and colorist Andrea Lucas. Guys, this book is going to be a ton of fun. It's part of the Energon universe. The miniseries that they've been putting out for G.I. Joe are so good. You got Duke and Cobra Commander so far, and I think this Destro book is going to be a hit. Dan Waiters is such a fantastic writer, and Andrea Bresson is a fantastic artist, and putting those 2 guys together, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, the other book that I think could be a lot of fun is Gotcha Man issue number 1. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and this is coming from the writer of Cullen Bunn and has art by Chris Batista. And guys, Cullen Bunn is such a great writer. Now, he normally does horror stuff, like scary books. So put him doing Gotcha Man is definitely going to be a little out of his wheelhouse, but I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring to this anime franchise. But let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this book. The triumphant return of Gotcha Man, the iconic Japanese animated franchise of a 5-member bird-themed superhero team. A mechanical terror has descended upon the numerous cities, and the world's greatest scientists are disappearing. Our only hope, Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man, as they battle these machinations from the international terrorist organization known as Galactor. Their strength, willpower, and even vehicles are pushed to their absolute limits. If they fail, who's waiting in the wings to take up their place? The first exciting issue in an ongoing series that expands upon the original anime series. That sounds really freaking cool to me, and it's written by Cullen Bunn. That's the main reason why I'm excited for this book. Not that it's an anime, not that it's like, you know, an anime franchise. No, it's coming from the writer of Cullen Bunn, and that has got me really excited. And I think he's going to bring something different to this series, and I'm just really excited about that. And there are some really cool covers. I'll make sure I've shown those during the whole reading of the synopsis of this book. So guys, those are the 2 books that I'm excited to pick up to read. Destro issue number 1 and Gotcha Man issue number 1. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move over to the final section of today's video, and that is my new Comic Book Day cover lover picks that I think might do well on the secondary market. Alright guys, I found 5 covers that I think could possibly do well on the secondary market that are coming out on next week's new Comic Book Day, which is May 29th of 2024. And the first book up is Rise of the Powers of X issue number 5 with the 1 in 50 virgin ratio variant done by Joshua Sway. We got the Phoenix on the cover and she looks really good. The only thing I don't like about this cover is her hair, but I think a lot of people are going to overlook that because herself, her body, her face look absolutely fantastic. Now there is another cover for this book, and it is the 1 in 100 virgin ratio variant done by R.B. Silva, and I think this one is also really good. I do like the Joshua Sway version a little bit more than this, but what is going to hurt both of these is that there's a trade dress for both of them. But guys, a lot of people like to collect these virgin covers, but I would keep an eye on both of these covers. Now guys, next up is Harley Quinn issue number 40, the cover B variant, which is done by Leslie Lee, and this cover is really good. We got Harley Quinn in her original costume, and she looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. What do you guys think of this cover, guys? Let me know down in the comments below. And some of these like open order variants for Harley Quinn have sold really well on the secondary market, so don't let the fact that this is just an open order get past you guys. Alright guys, there are 2 more books. Next up is Power Girl issue number 9 with the cover C, which is done by David Talaski. I freaking love this cover. This might be a personal pick that I'm throwing on this list, but guys, this cover is so good. So good. Let me know what you think about this cover in the comments below. Alright guys, the final cover is Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 4 with the 1 in 50 virgin ratio variant done by W. Scott Forbes. This cover is so good. So good. And it's a virgin. I think it's better than the trade dress in my opinion. Guys, that is the final book. That is the final cover that I think could do well on the secondary market, at least in my opinion. But guys, let me know if there is a cover that you think I missed down in the comments below. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, we are at the end of today's video, and if you guys are still watching this video right now, I just gotta say thank you. You guys are the true supporters of this channel, and you guys are legends. Thank you guys so much. Now guys, look down. Have you guys smashed that like button just yet? If you haven't, do me a favor and smash that like button. Now if you watch that video and you enjoy comic book content but you're not subscribed, I just gotta say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. Alright guys, I did it. 3 videos this week. Next week, I'm going to have my final product showcase, at least for a little while. I am going to reach out to some more people, or so I should say more companies, to hopefully get more products in. But I did learn something from this last time. I reached out, and then I didn't realize so many people were going to respond, and it took me a while to get each of the videos out, and I feel bad about that. So I'm going to be a little bit more strategic this time. I'm only going to reach out to a few companies, so that way I don't get overloaded with product, and then my busy life gets in the way of making those amazing videos for you guys. But I hope you guys are excited about all the content that I've been putting out on the channel, and that's going to do it for this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend, a great final order cutoff, and I'll catch you guys on next week's Wednesday pull list. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.